Hey, welcome to Men on Scandal, our weekly recap of the latest episode, which this week the episode was called An Innocent Man. I'm Tony Scott, that's Troy Johnson. Mark Clark hopefully will be with us next week. I've said that 3 times. He'll be here eventually, man. It's just one of them things. Life, man.
It is Halloween,
It is Halloween.
When you say the Candy Man 3 times, doesn't he show up?
Yeah.
Maybe. That's why I'm dressed as Jake Ballard today.
When a man works 3 hours from his house, by train, when he needs off, you give him off. It's just one of those things. I'm not his boss. I'm not his daddy.
No.
I'm not his daddy.
That's
but
right.
Olivia's swimming in a pool, doing her laps, as she's done in the past, and she's daydreaming about making love with Jake. And then Jake disappears for a second and comes back up, and it's Fitz.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
Where did he disappear to, Tony?
I don't know.
You don't know.
That's her virtual threesome is what she had, man.
Well, she was swimming in the pool, and Jake and Fitz were swimming in her.
just sounds so messy, so messy.
Tony, I gotta say though, thank goodness we can see some damn sex scenes up in here.
Hadn't seen none in a while.
No, man, all them damn coats. I keep saying it. So the babies, she's had the baby, and she's back to the real Olivia Pope, and we get to see some Olivia's Popes. So I'm happy. That makes me happy.
I thought at one point, because they were playing the Isley Brothers Summer Breeze, I thought we were going to hear smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no!
Man, they were blowing through her jasmine.
In her mind.
Man.
And then
literally.
She looks up at the end of her lap, and there's Rowan, her dad, Eli Pope, standing there telling her to wake up. Wake up out of your daydream, which actually is your dream, because you sit up in bed, and Abby is right there. Abby spent the night with you when when Olivia Pope told her that Jake had been taken by Fitz and for killing Jerry, for killing Harrison. And that's where they are with that. So we move on to Fitz. Fitz is on the balcony, and he's got sword. Those knuckles look rough, man.
Man, that's what happens when you start throwing bows at people.
Yeah, but he looked like he'd been punching somebody for a while, man. The things look raw, man.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Punching the side of beef.
Yeah. He had them kind of knuckles, man. And he's sitting there, and Melly comes out on the balcony and says, "What's wrong, man? What's wrong?" And he's looking at her because she's dressed. She's good to go.
Yeah.
And she says the former President Cooper died. Your detail put a red folder on your nightstand an hour ago. You didn't read it? And he's like, man, come on.
I couldn't pick it up. My hand.
I couldn't pick it. My hand is just all messed up and stuff. So she looks at him and she tells him, "Do you want me to get the chef to make you a plate of fried chicken?" It worked for me.
You're a plate away from happiness.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about nothing.
Man, and when a chef makes fried chicken, it's always good.
Tony, we could easily, turn this show into a recipe show.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take much.
Nah, a couple edits, couple jump cuts, and we good to go, man.
Much as we love food.
Yes.
I got some recipes right here for you.
So it turns out former President Cooper died of a stroke. Now, former President Cooper was also the target of an assassination 30 years ago, and the bullet was lodged in his head all these years, which will play a part later on. But Olivia goes to visit the man who's locked up for trying to assassinate President Cooper, played by Brian Benben, who I haven't seen since Dream On on HBO back in the 90s, man.
Wow, Tony, you went back to Dream On.
Dream On, man.
That guy had such a promising career. It just flamed out. Oh, well.
But you know what? He married Madeline Stowe, so you can't be too mad, man. Life. She's still a good-looking woman. Anyway, this dude, this Carnahan guy, says that he's innocent of shooting President Cooper. He says that he was set up by the government. He tried to get the bullet out of the president's brain, but the president was still alive at the time, President Cooper. And the government says, no, it would be too risky for the president's life, so you can't have the bullet. So he got sentenced to many, many years. 30 years have gone by. And now he sees his opportunity to get his name cleared.
Right.
Because it was someone else.
Government conspiracy.
There was another gun on the grassy knoll, as Huck said, man.
Yeah.
So now let's move on.
That's where Olivia comes in.
Yeah.
He wants her to specifically make this happen.
Yeah. That's Her latest OPA client is a man who's been locked up for 30 years. Cyrus, on the other hand, is in a hotel with Michael, getting his loving on. Again. And he gets a phone call. He is being summoned to the White House. He says, I'm 20 minutes away. And he gets off the phone and he tells Michael, I'm getting you an apartment. I'm getting you a secure phone. I'm getting you a bank account. You know?
Let's splurge. Let's go shopping.
You know? And Michael goes, oh, you don't have to do that. And he says, and Cyrus is like, I insist.
Cyrus is about to have a kept man.
Yeah, but when he finds out what's going on, man, we'll never hear from Michael again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so Michael tells, Liz, updates him and everything. And then he says, I got more information about the president that I got from an email that I saw on Cyrus's phone. And then he tells Liz, I'm going to want more money.
Yeah, we need to renegotiate this deal.
Yeah. Don't offer me a crib because now I have one. Don't offer me a secure phone. Don't offer me the iPhone 6 Plus because I got one of those too. And don't offer me a bank account because I'm good.
Yeah. Cyrus, I don't know if you noticed or not, Tony, the conversation as he and Michael were departing. Same time tomorrow?
Yeah. And Fitz is, same time tomorrow. Fitz is one happy man right now, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been able to get close.
You mean Cyrus?
I mean, yeah. Cyrus is very happy right now because he's got him a little something. Actually, he's got him a big something. Michael's a big strapping man.
That's right, man.
He's a big man. He's a big man. Big man. Now, Abby wants to talk to Fitz about Jake. Now, Abby, if you don't, Abby is the press secretary. And she goes into the Oval to talk to Fitz about Jake. And Fitz says, you're asking the leader of the free world about Jake Ballard? And she says, no, I'm asking the married man who used to sleep with my friend what exactly he's done with the man she's currently sleeping with.
I'm sorry, what?
That's what, I was sitting on my bed watching it, laying back, and then when she said that, I was like, whoa.
And career suicide.
What was that? Yeah. And she even said, if you love her at all, and she says, and I'm overstepping the hell out of my world right now, but if you love me at all, you will let her in the circle so Olivia knows where's Jake. And I think he was just caught off guard because he started calling her Gabby, and when he gets mad, I guess he calls her Gabby instead of Abby because he called her Gabby. And
he never calls her by her. I don't think he knows her name, or theoretically.
Well, she told him. He apologized in a couple episodes ago, but I think when he gets mad, I actually think he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he was mad, so I'm going to intimidate her by calling her Gabby because I know she doesn't like it.
Right. Well, hey, guess what? You're in the White House, in the Oval Office, talking this nonsense.
Yeah.
Gabby. Better get it together, girl.
So the assassin of President Cooper, who in the real world, I guess he's their Ronald Reagan, right? He was revered, so by the Republican Party and everything. But Leonard Carnahan, he needs that bullet to clear his name because he says he was set up. He needs that bullet that's inside President Cooper's head. But the only plan they can come up with is that Leonard Carnahan's going to have to be charged with murder to get the bullet out because they'll need the evidence. If this bullet killed him, then we need to take it out of his head so we can see that it is in fact a bullet. And people say, well, that's technical, but that's what the justice system is based on, is technicalities.
Right. And
that puts the death penalty on the table.
Yeah. I mean, it's a high risk reward scenario. If it does not go the way that you think it's going to go, then, Leonard, you're going to be facing a death penalty, or you could be exonerated because maybe it was a conspiracy.
Yeah. And
maybe you were set up, and, anybody who spent 30 years on death row, and it wasn't their fault, needs to be exonerated.
Would you roll the dice? You've been locked up for 30 years. Would you roll the dice?
If I lived in Illinois, because they let people out now. Death row in Illinois is open. Man. I mean, I think, if you're an innocent man.
Yeah.
And you want your name cleared,
Yeah.
I mean, that's, if you in your heart of hearts know that you are innocent and you've spent all that time in jail, one more day is too many. Got to get out of there. So
okay, so you're gonna roll the dice.
Hey,
knowing that if you swing and miss, and it's going to be a curveball, if you swing and miss, you're going to die.
well, either way you're gonna die because he's got a life imprisonment.
Well, no, he said he was up for parole in 3 years though.
Oh, he still had parole, so
Yeah.
Well, I if you know it, you didn't do it. If you know you didn't do it,
Right.
Yeah, let's roll the dice.
Okay. All right.
What
Now,
about you, Tony? You gonna ride it out?
I'm gonna ride out. I'm gonna ride. If I got parole in 3 years, I'm riding it out. But it's not a guarantee that I'm gonna get out in 3 years.
He might not get parole.
Yeah, they haven't let John Hinckley out yet. They haven't let Sirhan out yet. He shot Robert Kennedy a long time ago in the 60s, and they still haven't let him out.
Yeah.
So, Mellie meets with the former First Lady Cooper. She's actually an older version of Mellie, if you stop and think about it.
You're right.
You know?
Bitsy.
Yeah, Bitsy. And, Mellie, I guess it's the First Lady's job to oversee the official funeral of the former president. And so Mellie's working on that. She says, he left orders of what to do when he dies, but there's a couple of options here. And, you need to decide what you want to do about this. And, she says, oh, please, my husband's only religion was that he had to screw anything with a pulse. Us bitches have to get through this dog and pony show.
Damn.
Bitsy keeps it real.
Bitsy, it was a takeover too. She was like, you know what, their office will do.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna settle in right here.
Yeah.
Take that rag off the wall.
Yeah.
And let's make this happen.
She said that thing might give you crabs. Is that what she said?
That's what she said.
Wow.
Damn.
Now we're gonna find out just how high she set the bar for first ladies later in this episode called An Innocent Man. Now Cyrus tells Abby, because Abby she needs to do something, and she says, wait, that's not my job. And he reminds her, Abby, you were insubordinate to the leader of the free world. Your job is whatever I tell you to do, because right now we just need one little bitty reason to fire you.
Right.
Because you went off on the president, and nobody does that.
He's looking for a reason.
He is, but give me a reason. Give me a reason.
Give me a reason.
So, Fitz, there's a knock at the door at Olivia's apartment. She's talking to Abby on the phone, and Olivia says, I gotta go. That would trip me out on TV shows because they say, I gotta go, and they just hang up.
Yeah.
Right? When it's you and I, hey man, I gotta go. All right, man, peace. Talk to you later. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All
right.
But on TV, I gotta go. Schmack! There goes the phone. So Fitz is at the door, and they're standing there looking at each other, and she's gonna let him in because that's her kryptonite. Fitz is her kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in, and they start talking, and he says, so Abby's kind of a bitch, huh? And of course, Olivia Pope is the strong woman.
Yes.
And she challenges him on calling a woman a bitch, because if she were a man, it was a great point. I don't know that if Shonda Rhimes was a man that she would have went there with that, because I don't think a man, a lot of men, they don't think that way. We don't think that way. We think of aggressive women as bitches, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
I thought it was interesting the way it happened, though, Tony, because she stopped to admonish him about calling a woman a bitch.
Yeah.
And then, but this is, the elephant in the room. I mean, she pivoted from that conversation to, where is Jake?
Yeah.
I'm here at 5, but I'm getting ready to go to 10 in like 3 seconds. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, well.
I didn't like the way that transition went. Plus the Secret Service guy, Tony, when Fitz walked in, did you notice what he said?
Oh, about the hawk is in the nest or something?
The falcon's in the nest.
Yeah, the falcon's in the nest. Yes, yes, he is.
Yes, he's in the nest.
Falcon ain't been in that nest in a while.
He's trying to get back home.
That's it. And Fitz tells he has to believe what he told Olivia, or else I think they'd have to put him in a rubber room, because he still has the hots for Olivia. Olivia clearly is the love of his life. And he says, you don't know him being Jake, you don't know him the way you know me. Mm-hmm. And whatever level you want to take that statement to is what he's applying it to. You don't know him as a man as you know me. You don't know me as you don't know him as a lover like you know me. You don't know him, as a decent human being the way you know me, although neither one of them are decent, but you get my point. On every level is what that statement means.
You know me better.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So, she's drinking wine, but she's putting she's putting it away. And he asks for a glass. She says no, because you're not going to be here that long. So he got no wine. Liz wants Melly. Liz is a Republican senator, and Fitz is the Republican president. But apparently, maybe she's setting herself up to run for president because she seems to be undermining the president's agenda.
Yeah.
And she talks to Melly and wants Melly to lie and paint Fitz in a corner, and Melly says, "I'm not going to do that."
Melly is, she's smelly Melly, but she ain't crazy.
She ain't crazy
all the time.
Yeah.
She knows where the bread is buttered. She's
Right.
not, as much as she wants Fitz to be in precarious situations because she's angry with him. She's not going to ruin a good thing.
Right.
Not going to ruin the happy home, even though it's not happy.
Not happy, but all this that she's worked for, the lap of luxury and the all the perks that come with being the first lady, she ain't about to piss that all away.
Oh no.
So Bitsy did all the moves, as we find out. She says that President Cooper, not only was he a horn dog, but he had ADD. And she was the one pulling all the strings. She's the one who changed the tax code. She's the one who negotiated some kind of treaty. And she did all the major things that President Cooper got credit for during his presidency, which made him a great man, which made him revered by Republican politicians. He didn't do a damn thing. Bitsy did everything.
Yeah. See, kids? Just because you have ADD doesn't mean you can't run the world.
That's right.
As long as Bitsy's around.
That's right. And Bitsy resents not being given credit for that. And I can see why. She literally, every major thing this President Cooper did, apparently, she was the one that did it. And he took all the credit, and he was a lousy husband to her.
Bitsy and President Cooper are another version of Fitz and Melly.
An older version.
The older version. But you know what? Historically, if you've heard anything about the first ladies and presidents, that's your closest confidant.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, it's not somebody that you hired. It's not somebody that's been a part of your campaign or even a longtime friend. It's your wife.
Mm-hmm.
So, there have been times historically where the first lady's influence has varied. Some are very strong influence in their husband's presidency. So, historically, I got it. You could see how a talented woman like Bitsy a strong-willed woman, could definitely have that kind of influence in the administration.
Right. Well, Fitz meets with Eli in the Oval, and it was peaceful. I never thought they would ever be able to be in the same room with each other without, at the very least, cursing each other out.
Yes.
But they're in there having a drink, and you could tell early on that Eli had a reason for being nice to the president, and because he wants the president to give him custody of Jake. Mm-hmm. He said, "Let me discipline my dog. I trained him. I made him the man he is. What happened, what he did to Jerry, is my fault because he was under me. He was under me, and he got away. And it's I want to take care of this for you." And and Fitz is listening. And Eli, you can see it in his eyes. He's just reeling them in, man. He's just reeling them in.
He's singing that music he wants to hear right now because he believes Jake is responsible, and he's saying everything that he wants to hear.
Because Fitz is emotional about it, which you can understand. He thinks that Jake killed his son.
Yeah.
And he knows how brutal, Eli Pope can be as command of B613. So if he puts him in Eli's hands, Jake, it's going to be just a rough road for Jake. And that's what he wants. He wants vengeance, And then
he already beat his ass. As much as he could do physically as, you can't even say president, as a man.
As a father.
The fact that, it's weird to see these scenes where a president is rolling through into a prison cell, to either beat him up or chastise him or threaten him. So far above and beyond whatever should be happening. It's like, it's crazy. It's so personal for him.
Right. And then Fitz tells Eli that Olivia wants to see Jake, and Eli says, let her see Jake. And he's like, no. He was like, let her. Because right now, Jake is manipulating her right now. As I'm manipulating you.
Just like I am.
Just like I am right now.
Like father, like daughter.
Because as long as she can't see Jake, she's going to keep making noise. You need to let her see Jake. He tells the president, your resolve, your focus, you need to stay on that, but let it happen, because we'll be able to move on. If she can see Jake, we'll be able to move on, right? And it's hard to believe that Eli is giving advice to a man who once told him, I know what your daughter tastes like. Yes. You talk about keeping your eye on the ball, because Eli was so convincing as he was manipulating the president, knowing that this man once told me he knows what my daughter tastes like. Mm-hmm. And, for a man to tell a father that about his own daughter, in more cases than not, it's usually, a man in his mind, the father is thinking death penalty here. That's the death penalty. What you said to me is the death penalty, So
your time is not long on this earth.
Yeah. Yeah. And, the key that Quinn cut out of that dead girl last week has been weaving its way through the storyline in this episode, An Innocent Man. And Quinn is trying to get Huck to help her locate where this key, what it may open and where it is. And Huck says, well, I figured it's a key that opens up like a locker or something, and probably in this area. Mm-hmm. But I'm playing a video game right now. And I'm thinking, when did we ever see Huck having a good time? Unless he was torturing Charlie.
Huck was smiling, and who even know he had a video game console?
Yeah.
He's so intense all the time.
Yeah.
Something's up.
Yeah, he's having a good time playing that video game, and we don't know why yet. Now we move on to another scene in court. David Rosen, the Attorney General, and a lawyer for this Carnahan guy who shot President Cooper, they're before a judge arguing back and forth. The lawyer's trying to get the bullet out of the dead president's head. David Rosen's fighting that, saying, we already went to trial on this. It was a fair trial. He was convicted. We don't need to go down this road again. But the judge says, no, if we're going to go to court and charge him, because Olivia manipulated everybody and got people to believe that, he needs to be charged with murder because the president died.
Yeah.
And so
she worked the press, and all of this is happening 2 hours from now. The president is supposed to lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda.
Yeah.
So if it's got to happen, you got to decide what we're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as the judge is talking, David turns around and sees Olivia in the court, and he knows I'm screwed. He's like, damn.
Damn you, Olivia Pope.
He's just, he got poped by the masters. So Olivia's taken to see Jake. And it looked like between last Thursday and last night, he got beat down even some more. Because, he looked worse last night than he looked the week before, man.
Well, it's Halloween, Tony.
Yeah, well, that's true. Now, he has an offshore bank account. Mm-hmm. And he says the money goes to my mom. And he also says, explains to her that I'm innocent and your father's behind this. But he says it's a waste of time to do this. And he's basically, this is like his swan song to Olivia Pope. But in my mind, I'm thinking he's got nothing to lose at this point, because in his mind, he's thinking he's going to get executed for something he did not do and wasn't really a part of. So he's got nothing to lose by telling Olivia, look, and in the end, I know you're not going to choose me. You were never going to choose me. Not choosing me, it's okay. It's okay. I love you. You know this. And I know to some point you love me too. You may not love me as much as you love Fitz, but you do have feelings for me, is what the point he's trying to make. And it's really getting to her. But I think that he's doing that on purpose, because saying that to her is going to light a fire under her to do something, to do anything. This is his Hail Mary right here. This is his Hail Mary pass. And he's got whatever he can do to save his life. And so he's doing what Eli said he would do. He's manipulating Olivia Pope.
Mm-hmm. Last shot he had.
That's it. He's got no more timeouts, and he's on his own 20.
He seemed he did seem like resigned to the fact that it's going down.
Yeah.
You know.
So what did he have to lose? I don't think he was speaking from the heart. I think he was speaking from the point of trying to manipulate Olivia Pope to do anything to save his life. You know, telling a woman, I know you'd never choose me, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. I mean, come on, man. It was convincing though.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
He was hitting all the points.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
look, you know, every chance you get, it's not me. So, you know,
Yeah.
I know that. I'm trying my best out here. And I, you know, all I got was Mozambique. This show's been on for 4 years. You know?
You know, Bitsy and Melly are on the balcony. That balcony's been getting quite a workout this season, huh?
Man,
I never knew anybody actually used that balcony. I thought it was just more for show.
they do a lot more than waving from that joint.
Yeah. Now, President Cooper, his fooling around gave Bitsy time to actually run the country. And you get the feeling that, you know, in Melly's mind, Melly wants to be Bitsy 2.0. She's already thinking that, because she was resigned herself. You know what? I'm just going to play out this second term, and we'll finish it off, and we'll get out of the White House, and then I'll decide what I want to do. But Bitsy put it in her mind, and you know what? There's some things that you can do to make your mark. And Melly, now she's thinking about it.
Yeah. And this has happened a couple of times in this show, you know, where she's like, I'm underutilized, I'm smarter than this, you know. There was, remember at one point she was going to sabotage Fitz
Mm-hmm.
and make a run for the White House herself,
Yep.
or you know, where she wanted to do some kind of power move,
Right.
because she's not fulfilled. You know, she's not fulfilled in her marriage. She's not fulfilled in her career, but on top of that, now we've seen the loss of a child. I mean, it's too much.
It is too
so
much.
Bitsy is lighting that fire.
Yeah, she is. She really is. So Ballistics is back with tests from that bullet that was in the President Cooper's head, and it was fired from the assassin Carnahan from his gun.
Mm-hmm.
And Olivia confronts him about it, and he puts his head down like he's shocked, and then he raises his head back up, and now he's the devil. And now he's telling her, "Oh, I played your ass like a fiddle." You know, I played you, man. You look stupid. You tried to save the life. You know, this is what he's basically saying. You tried to save the life of the man who shot the president. Why? Because I told you some sob story, some sad-ass story, and you bought it hook, line, and sinker. I waited 30 years to take my seat at the assassin's table. Not the failed assassin's table, the big table. The John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald table.
Damn, Tony.
I just thought that was funny as hell because she got straight played.
Yes. That was Tony, that was good acting, though. I mean, let me give you some props. We need Tony on the next episode.
That's right. I play the assassin of the assassin.
That's right. I'm
And
trying to get to the big table.
That's
Hey.
it. Hey! And so she's trying to get out of that room with him, and she gets out, and he goes, I want to go out with a bang. Get that electric chair, not that damn lethal injection.
He told her, you made my dreams come true.
You
Damn.
made my dreams come true.
And you know what? That's exactly what a psychopath would say
Yeah.
in that situation.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
especially left on the shelf for 30 years.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't get his props like he said.
Nope.
Damn. She was hot.
She was
She
hot.
was hot as fish grease, but it's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now.
Get mad. What you getting mad for?
And David tells Olivia, I poped Olivia Pope. So, I don't know, man. I don't remember her taking a loss like that, man. I mean, that was like he because Carnahan emotionally she got manipulated a lot in this episode, and he manipulated her too into thinking that it's possible that he didn't do it because she said, "I believe you."
Yeah.
Early in the episode when they first met, so Jake has been transferred from the Department of Justice to the custody of B613. That's not good.
No, that's not.
That's not good at all.
No.
You know?
Who told him the good news?
Eli.
That's right.
Rowan, command.
That's right.
Told Jake, you know, I got you now. You know? And Jake, at this point, Jake hasn't heard back from Olivia. You know, and he's like trying anything. He tells Eli, I love her. Your daughter, I love her. Right? And Eli tells Tim, I gave you my most precious thing, and I handed her to you on a silver platter, and you couldn't even pay me respect. This is why you're in the mess you're in now, is what he's basically telling him, right?
This all, which, after, this all this over that dinner?
You mad because I almost cut your fingers off? Is that what? I said the meal was good. I said it was delicious.
Damn.
I only went left on you when she left the room, so that's a sign of respect, is it not? I could have gone off on you in front of her, but I didn't.
We went from 0 to 60 up in here on this. Damn. All of this from that Sunday dinner,
man,
for real?
Man.
I've been like, really? Come on now.
And Eli tells him, you can't take command. Command takes you. Man, that Joe Morton is something else, man. He's a hell of an actor, man.
He is. Jake was like, oh, well,
yeah.
It's going down for real, Jake.
Yeah.
It's going down.
So we're in the rotunda where the president is laid out in his coffin. It's not open, obviously, but, all the dignitaries are there. The first lady, the president's there. And Abby goes behind the president and whispers in his ear, Olivia Pope wants to talk to you. She's down the hall to the left, And so he goes to meet with Olivia. This is where we find out, at least what I found out, maybe he said it earlier and I missed it, but he had Mama Pope executed for killing Jerry. And he was wrong. But he said, I had your mother executed for this. And Olivia was trying to save Jake's life. And Olivia gives Fitz an ultimatum that if we are ever to have a chance, this is what you got to do. And he hears that, all he thinks about, are you saying there's hope?
There's a conversation about a man's life is at stake. A man is about to be killed.
Yeah.
And Fitz was engaged in that conversation and why it's not going to happen. She said, if there's ever a chance between us, and he was like, wait a minute, hold up.
Excuse me? What was that again?
Yes.
Baking powder? What was that?
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
Oh, okay. There's a chance?
That's all he wants to hear about. Are you saying there's hope?
Tell me more.
Tell me more, tell me more. And she's standing there like, and this is where Jake pushed her to, right? Jake's thinking, in my mind, is if you have to go back to being Fitz's lover to save my life, then go be his lover. Mm-hmm. Whatever it takes.
Okay.
Right? Are you saying there's hope? And then she says there's hope, but she's saying it like, ooh baby, ooh baby, ooh baby, ooh baby, oh yeah, ooh baby. I mean, it's like there was no feeling in that. She was like, there's hope. Mm-hmm. I mean,
that's all you need is just a little crack in the door, man.
That's it. That's all Fitz needs, man.
She was getting her swim on earlier now. Two faces kept popping up from under the sheets.
Yeah.
So there is hope.
There is hope.
With Pope.
Man. So Melly is walking the former First Lady Bitsy to the limo. And Bitsy makes a statement to the press. And then Melly makes a statement. She does exactly what Liz wanted her to do earlier. But now Melly's not doing it for the Republican Party. Melly's doing it because she sees that she can be Bitsy 2.0.
That's right.
I can be the new Bitsy here, so here's what I'm going to say. Bam. Mm-hmm. And then they walk away, and Bitsy says, I got a joint in my purse. You want to go on the balcony and smoke? Bitsy chiefing at the White House, man. She's ready to chief on the balcony.
Hey, she's the commander in chief. we know for real.
Yeah, man. She's ready to blow some trees, dog.
Hey, man. Hey. Tree of life, man.
Man. So Cyrus calls Abby and tells her, you didn't do what I asked you to do. Mm-hmm. I need you to do this. And she says, well, I did some digging around. And he says, what'd you get? What I got is that you have rented an apartment because you're tired of paying for a hotel. You got a phone, but not on your plan. And so basically he's busted. This is when Love and Happiness from Al Green starts playing, right?
Yeah.
It's like Shonda Rhimes is the bomb, man. I was like, man. So
Abby told him check your back door because it's leaking.
keep your eye on your back door, huh?
Watch your six. Watch your six.
Oh, watch your six, man. And actually, I mean, Love and Happiness is a love song, a romantic song, but just love and happiness. Those three words you can apply that to anything. Not talking about a relationship, but love and happiness. You know, Huck has love for his son Javier, and he's happy because he's playing video games with him, although virtually because they're not in the same house.
Right.
But he knows he's playing a video game with Javi. Has no idea that he's playing with his dad, and his mom says, you know, time to go to bed, and he says one more game, and she goes, all right, one more game, then brush your teeth and go to bed. But he is so happy, Huck is, because he's communicating on this level with his son, who he's been denied for so long.
Yeah.
So now Huck is experiencing his own version of love and happiness.
Mm-hmm. This ain't gonna work out. This ain't gonna work out, Tony.
So Quinn is still working that almost the whole episode. She's got that key and she's going up and down trying to open a locker. And it finally, she opens a locker with the key. She finds the right locker, and there are just hundreds of pictures of Olivia Pope in an envelope. And she shows them, I believe, to Huck, because then Huck's got his game face on. Because Olivia Pope apparently is being hunted. Hunted by who?
Exactly. That's the question.
That's the question.
I was trying to figure out who could it be. Myself. I mean, you know, there are many people that want Olivia to be taken out. I mean, you know, at different times, some of her allies wanted her taken out.
Sure.
So, you know, who could it be? And why would they be following Olivia so closely?
It sounds like it's someone. It sounds like someone who has who's seriously, in their mind, was seriously wronged.
Now, Tony, you know, I mean, this was your standard travel locker, but the folder looks like a B613 folder. I'm just saying, it's like one of them folders.
Yep, man. Well, I guess we'll find out who exactly is behind all these pictures of Olivia Pope. So, Fitz, because there's hope with Pope, Fitz decides to move Jake to a Supermax prison. The death penalty is now off the table. You'll live the rest of your life there, is what he tells Jake. You mean you're not going to kill me? Consider this a favor for the woman that we both love. And, I mean, Jake played that brilliantly. In my eyes, he played that. He needed to save his life. He had one shot. That was Olivia Pope. Even though he knew that they were on the outs, Fitz and Olivia.
Yeah.
But he knew if he said, "I no, you will never pick me," I always knew, and that's okay. That was the line that got her.
Yeah.
You know, and it actually, I think, in my mind, it saved Jake's life. Because
it got her. Why, Tony? It's got her the same way that Leonard got her early on. She's a sucker for the underdog, the person that is not going to get a chance, or you know, this could be their only hope. The one shot deal. They gets her every time.
Every stinking time. Every time, man. And so she's back in the pool doing laps, and she stops, and there's Eli, looking down at her, waiting on her, and he tells Olivia, "You crossed me." You know? And as we all know, nobody crosses Eli Pope. But when it's your daughter, and she tells you, "I've got weapons you couldn't possibly have." One in particular.
That's right. She's got the ultimate weapon.
Yeah, you know. And then she starts with the backstroke in the pool, and that's where we are right there, man. So she got manipulated by the assassin. She got manipulated by Jake, and she manipulated Fitz to save Jake's life. There's hope, and she said it in such a way that it, you know, yeah, whatever. There's hope.
There's hope, man.
There's hope. You know, doing her nails. Yeah, there's hope.
they've arrived at that moment. I mean, to me, these moments look, and maybe it's like that in some relationships, where you're at that same crossroads several times.
Right.
What are we going to do? We've had this conversation before, and and it either works for a moment, like with them, and then they break it up again, and it's a problem, But they're just so codependent on each other.
Mm-hmm.
You knew it was going to happen. You knew they can't stay away forever.
Right. Yeah.
So as half-hearted as she was about what she said, she doesn't mind using that weapon.
Yeah. No, she doesn't. She doesn't mind using it at all. So, well, tell me what I missed, man.
Tony, I think we get an A for effort here. I think we covered everything.
Yeah. Well, that's the episode. We're only 2 episodes away from the fall break, which means it'll be back. If memory serves, I think when it goes away in November next month, then it'll be back. I think in February. I think. If I'm not mistaken. So it'll be back after the Super Bowl. I think it's what it was last year. I could be wrong, but as I remember, that's how it went. But that's the episode called An Innocent Man. Hope you enjoyed it. If you could share this with people, if you could post it on your social media sites and things like that, and just share it with everybody, that helps grow the business. And that's what we're in the business of, growing the business.
That's right.
So,
Tony, I'm a little upset. The proximity of this show with Halloween, and you don't have on a costume. I'm the one looking crazy today.
Well, I look crazy all the time, though. So. Oh, I'm sorry,
Where's
man.
the solidarity, man?
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me. I look like I got a mask on already. Look at me. I haven't cut my hair in 4 months. I'm looking. I got as much grease on my head, on my hair, holding it down than they use in a day at Popeyes.
Tony, you are a bolo tie away from being Colonel Sanders. You should have just rocked it today. You just gone all out, man.
We're the bolo, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks so much for watching Men on Scandal. We appreciate it so much. In Washington, D.C., that's Troy Johnson. Mark Clark hopefully will be back next week. I'm Tony Scott in St. Louis in my basement, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.